Assalamualaikum and welcome. This week I have a very good friend of mine, Sujith, and we're going to play Bridge Banter. I'm going to get straight into the game, and if it's your first time tuning in, it's basically a tower Jenga that we're going to play with a twist. Each block has a question acknowledged by me. Ready?
Super excited. Let's
So
go.
you're the guest, so you get to start.
Okay. I had my eye on this before the cameras were, so I'll take this break first.
I already
Do I read it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. How do you handle periods of uncertainty and ambiguity in your life? I always try to overcome one thing, which is the fear of the unknown, because I think most of us are in the whole concept of not doing things because of fear. Fear is nothing but something that has not happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do I handle it? I go for it. Like if something scares me, I go do it. And I never pre-plan a lot. There is so much I believe I can handle. Like I can do from my bit, and the rest of it is just has to flow. So with that attitude, I just go forward.
Just with it.
Yeah.
For me, I'm the opposite of you. I pre-plan extensively. I think I plan all the steps.
Okay.
And then I'm like, okay, does that make sense? Yes or no? But usually, after I've done all that pre-planning, I tend to execute if I feel like it's going to be worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So heavy.
Let's see. Oh, that was quick. Have you ever had a nickname? What is it and what does it mean to you?
Oh yeah, I have a couple of nicknames. So one very common nickname people call me because my name is Sujith. Suji.
Oh.
Suji, there is Suji. Suji is big. Okay. I have a actual nickname, actual pen name, which no one knows, which is like my family and a few other people know. So no one calls me by that, but it's Aju. Aju. Okay, that's like, wait, where did that come from? But I have no idea. My dad just named my elder sister Anu, Anju, and Aju. So I'm Aju, okay, that way. And my other name, which I've given, is like, so I go for my rap and my music wise, I go by the name SKV. So it's my full name is SKV, Sujith Koshy Varghese. Okay. So that is not just SKV, it's KV. So it's like the same thing. Same
lines.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, my name's Jouhayna, so I've gotten so many different nicknames. JOJO, Mojo, JOJO.
I like JOJO. JOJO is cool. Yeah. JOJO is like just a girl on the block.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
JOJO is cool.
But yeah, Andy literally named the French Bulldog we have JOJO because he's like, he reminds me of you. I'm like,
people are like, who is Andy? You gotta have a small cutout of Andy popping up right now.
I should get like a little action figure of him. Like,
yeah, this is Andy.
And yeah, so if anybody doesn't know, it's my husband, who it's also a friend of Sujith's as well. So yeah.
Okay, so that's me now. Oh, are we getting into the... What is a childhood memory that has helped shape you? Childhood memory that has helped shape me. I would say watching Kobe Bryant's videos. You know, before, I think even when I was a kid over here, in Dubai, I used to have that, the big box of a laptop, there's a computer, like that era. Mm-hmm. I remember watching this guy's game moves and downloading all of them because that's what drove my passion for basketball. And that drove me then to learn about this guy and his Mamba mentality. Yeah, that was a big impact for me in my life. Kobe Bryant's work ethics and all of that.
Yeah, for me, I think the childhood memory for me, well, JOJO probably for us talking about him, that's why he's barking. But I think for me, the memory would be, I used to get bullied a lot in school.
Yeah.
Like literally just for existing. It's like my paradigm. And then, just being honest. And I remember there was one day that I made the decision, I was like, enough is enough. So the girl who used to like beat me up, I had a bunch of beat her up, and then I put the trash all over her, like grab the trash can. That's where you belong. Because she was like,
she pushed you so much.
Yeah, I reached my breaking point, and then after that, nobody else it.
Okay. So, was it an all Arab girls' school?
I think it was mixed actually, because I was still young, so it was actually still mixed. I think I was in the 4th or the 5th grade or something.
You have to stand up.
Yeah.
You have to stand up.
So for me, that was a big moment for me because, I feel like even to this day, and I've learned to overcome that, I've always been like a people pleaser. I don't want to step on anyone's toes or anything like that. So for me to choose to stand up for myself, I got attention, but it was worth it.
Yeah, not sure.
Yeah, so it helped shape me that's the first time I stood up for myself, and I've continued to do that for myself and anybody else around me that allows me to do that.
And you now show people how to do it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, is that my turn?
Yeah, it's it.
Straight from the
It
foundation.
was so smooth. It's like planned. She knows what she's going to take.
This is the third season, so I'm getting a little bit better at Jenga. Share a memory that brings you a profound sense of nostalgia and what it signifies. A lot of memories in this. Like
Wow. This is hard. This is not easy. Can you repeat the question again?
Share a memory that brings you a profound sense of nostalgia and what it signifies. I think that we covered a lot of this the first episode.
Yeah, why we spoke, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, the time that we spent moving to boarding school and everything. I feel like that you had such a good time.
Profound memory, nostalgia, I'll tell you was what. When I was in school and I joined my third school, which was in my 11th grade, all these boys came and asked me, hey, what do you play? What sport do you do? Because everyone's getting to know each other. And I was like, I play basketball. And okay, but I was not very good at basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I couldn't make it in the team in the first year because the coaches would come and recruit because seniors are also there as well, right? But I remember my entire 11th grade, I used to practice every single day. So I was in India since I was in India. There is one time during the entire year that people cannot play in the open court, which is when it used to rain. Mm-hmm. And I used to still be there every single day after 4 o'clock school gets over, 3:45 school gets over, 4 o'clock, 4:30, I'm in the court with the basketball shooting hoops. Whether it's raining, whether it's hot, whether it's whatever it is, I used to be there. I remember the biggest memory and the biggest happiness for me at my school days was literally one of the biggest was a coach came from outside 2 weeks before our main games, our CBSE district games, and he comes and trains us and he's recruiting players and he's like, and while he sees me during the drill, he's like, you were in there last year. I was like, no, sir. He's like, okay. Until then, we don't know. We're going for our first game. The entire 16 people are going for the first game. Nobody knows who's the first five, the first main 5 players. And we reach on the court, the opposition team comes and he's like, Sandesh, you, Sujith, on court.
Oh, wow.
I was like, shit. Like, that moment for me, I remember. Because till then, all of us are just waiting to see who the first 5 is. And he selects me as the first 5 for defense. And I was like, yeah, I would never forget that day. Because I was like, I worked very hard for that. I worked I think months and months for that. Did everything I could. I had a fracture. I was so mad that I got a hairline fracture on my finger while taking a rebound. It kind of hit in a wrong way and a hairline fracture. And my hand used to swell up because I was supposed to rest it out. You know what I used to do? After school, by schooling, the whole day of school used to swell up. I used to go back at the hostel. I used to put ice. And for 20 minutes, wait for the swelling to come down. I used to take a ribbon, a band and tie it. And then I used to go play again.
Oh,
yes, every day. And after I play again, it swelled back up. And I'll put ice again. The next day I used to do the same thing. So I never took care of it. But I wanted to play because I know if I go to the hospital, they plaster it up. I didn't want that because I wanted to play.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was mad that way.
I mean, I'll share a similar vibe as well. So I did ballet for 14 years from the ages of 4 to 8.
What?
Yeah.
You did ballet?
Yeah, classical ballet.
This girl is full of surprises. I have no idea. Okay.
So yes, I did classical ballet for 14 years. And my mom got me into it because she wanted me to learn discipline, poise, be feminine.
Right.
And it's a really, really, really intense workout. People assume otherwise.
Yeah.
And it did give me that discipline.
This is not tiptoeing.
Yeah, no, it did, literally.
Yeah.
So yeah, and eventually I was dancing on point and everything. So it was also such a good release because, school is so mentally strenuous, and then to finish after school, go to do ballet. It was honestly such a great way to do it. And it was just a great way to physically release all the mental stress.
Yes, ballet was that for you.
Yeah, it really was. And I remember I was... every year we would finish the final examinations for the ballet. So they would bring in examiners, I think it was from the UK. They would do the examinations, and after we get our results and we're waiting for them and the school year finishes in June, we would do a big show for the parents. Like, hey, you spent all this money on your kids. Look how
this is what they love. Yeah.
So I was on stage, I was dancing, and I can't remember the names of the moves anymore. But I was going from one side so I started in the center stage, and I was going from one side of the stage, and I was supposed to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do a split in the air, and then come back to the middle, and then go back to the other side of the stage and do another split in the air. And when I reached that side of the stage and before I went into that movement, I flipped my foot and my ankle sprained so badly. And I was like, the show must go on. So I hobbled, went down to the ground and just like lifted myself up. And I was like, show must go on. Adrenaline was pumping. And I went to the other side of the stage, tried to do the same move, snapped my other ankle.
Oh.
So both my ankles were like completely get pain. And then my teacher saw when I fell to the ground. It's like, okay, my stomach cannot get back up.
Sorry, what was that my story? What I just said? You're like talking on both sides.
I'm like, curtains closed. Okay. They literally like dragged me off to the side of the stage. And I was told the entire summer that like, no, you have to just ice it, no more ballet.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then that was a tough decision because I was like, no, I'm going to go back. So I went back. I think I was 17 at the time. Went back to ballet for a third year. And I'm 29 now. And to this day, if I don't walk right or move right or anything, my ankle is still like, I never allowed it.
Oh, because it didn't heal at that age, at that stage.
Yeah, exactly. Because I still pushed. And then my ballet teacher, her name was Michelle, she had a word with me. She's like, listen, Joe, I'm like in my 30s and I'm struggling to walk properly. Like, you cannot do this. She's like, you're a talented dancer and you do so good and it brings you joy, but your health should come first. So she didn't want me to follow the similar path that she had. So I was like, okay, fine, I quit. So
I think that's a side of you know what a lot of people don't know. That you did ballet.
Yeah.
I'm like completely mind blown right now.
Yeah, I did it for so long and it was such a great outlet. I was the heaviest girl in class and I was the lightest in the jump. So
nice.
you hear all the girls on the piano, the thing.
Yeah.
You know, you make a sound. And I remember all the mothers would be like, she's the happiest one, but she doesn't make a sound when she jumps back onto the ground. And I was like, I was for feet clown. So yes, but that's...
You and your punchlines will never get old.
Yeah, it shocks people as well.
Yeah, that's...
You just said that. But just...
Oh, wow, okay. That's good to know on that side. Now, which one do we take? How do you approach decision making, especially with a difficult choice to make? Oh, wow. Okay. So this is like, I would definitely say a mix of logic and heart. I think gut feeling is a power an individual holds. A lot of people don't know about. Wake it up. Like, go with your gut. But always doesn't happen. But I think your gut really tells you, because I've heard this somewhere, a gut really tells you about a lot of things before that has even happened. Like with an impression with first a person you meet, you have that feeling, right? Where these things are working out, and then you see with the flow of events eventually, it either does or not. You have a gut feeling with a lot of things that they're like, shit, I should have actually done that. Like, because I kind of felt it. Yeah, your nervous system with a logical approach as well. So I'm very practical when it comes to things. Mostly, I'm like at least I would say 80% practical, more than emotional. And the rest 20 I would deal with that. And then, you make a choice. End of the day, if it's a very tough one, you make the best alternative that you think is the outcome of it. And then you play the cards that you're given with, because there's always a way to figure things out. You're never at a dead-end approach unless you think that you're at an approach. If you want to do something, you make it, and you never figure it out in the first step. You never figure out the whole picture in the first step. You take the most optimal approach, and then you build on with that optimal approach of how you can get to whatever you want, without at least hitting a goal or plans. Plans you can change, not the goal.
Yeah, interesting. For me, I have to make very big decisions very quickly every single shift I go to work.
Yeah.
So for me, the only way to do that, and I apply that in my day-to-day life, I just make sure I have a lot of knowledge on whatever it is I have to make a decision.
Yeah, well, you need a lot of experience in things that you do.
Yeah.
A lot of situation scenario-based.
And even if I don't have the experience, I will sort out the people in my life or literally anything online, or like Google it or ChatGPT or whatever it is, and get the knowledge I require in order to make an informed decision.
Right.
Like, I'm very calculated person, so I will not be like I'll follow my gut instinct, and if immediately something doesn't feel right, I'm going to choose to listen to it, but then back it up with facts.
Yeah, same.
But if it still doesn't feel right, I'm like, no.
Yeah, don't get you. We're very similar there. Le Mazam with, I don't know what I do. Are there some colors on the other side I'm not seeing? Know what it is.
I always just tap, and then if it feels loose,
take that one.
And so far, everyone's loose. Tap. In what ways do you push your comfort zones to foster personal development? I mean, this question is like made for you.
How do I get out of my comfort zone, right? So I have this inbuilt program and system that I have over a period of time. For example, I know I have something called the non-negotiables. Okay, non-negotiables are the basic things that has to keep me running as an individual to optimize myself. For example, if I'm very busy with whatever said in that, workout for me is any day more mental than it is physical.
Yeah.
Okay, so when at 10 o'clock after maybe I've had this incidents because when I stay and I'm on my bed at 9 o'clock in the night after a very long day with a very hectic work schedule and with meetings and people and things I had to deal with and answer, not just work, even otherwise. And I cook my own food, I stay by myself, I have to clean my own place. There's a lot of things that on the one other side, like cooking food at least part. Now I thankfully have a meat pack up and oven clap taking care of it because you can't just do everything, Delegation. And when I'm sitting there at 9 o'clock and I tell myself, damn it, I can actually just take a day off. It's okay. I've probably worked out 3 days in a week and this is the 4th day or 5th day and I've skipped yesterday. Probably just take one more day off because it's a very good reason. Because you did a lot of hard work. Those are my non-negotiables. No matter how tired I am, my mind is the one deciding I'm tired. And I'm tired until the time I take my bag and step foot in the gym. The second you step foot in the gym, you're not tired anymore because you're there. You have to put in the work. And then once after that couple of 2-3 reps, when your whole adrenaline rush pumps in and you're listening to some good music and you're in a workout mode, tell me which person after 35 minutes of workout, now I'm tired of working. No, you keep going. No, you keep going till you're done, right? Okay, but you keep going till you're done and you're physically done. That's when you do all your sets and reps, right? So I have now programmed it in a way that comfort zone is not a place I want to be in, and comfort zone is a place that will get you stuck at your plateau level. Now, when I was speaking earlier to you, thing is about comfort zone, we don't sometimes realize we're in a comfort zone. Like especially for someone like you and me who thrive a lot and we do a lot of work and we get accomplished, we get acknowledgement in the fields that we are in, right? But when you're there, how long are you there in that zone matters, right? When you're there for a period of time, that's when you know that is your comfort zone because you have already broken a barrier of discomfort and you went to the next comfort level zone. So comfort level zone is not one. There are multiple comfort level zones. So when you level up, that comes with another layer of comfort zone altogether. So that's when you need to reflect, revamp, understand who your Serbi is, how far have you come up in the last 6, 7, 8 months of all the work that you have done. So, a pattern shows a difference. So definitely reflection, analysis of your life, journaling, I think is something very beautiful. That's why I said, earlier, you write down what you do for the next 7 days and you'll actually understand how much things you have done other than this mandatory 9 to 5, which is feeding you and keeping us all in this country. Exactly. Believe me, that will make you understand if you're in a comfort zone or not.
Yeah, exactly. That's reflection and self-analysis.
Yeah.
Makes all the difference.
Yeah.
You could get inspired by somebody by listening to their story, but if you don't take that initiative by doing that self-analysis, you won't really grow it.
Yeah.
Not as effective.
And they also say motivation is very short. You're motivated as long as you listen to somebody. You're motivated for 10-15 minutes. After the person is done, you're motivated for the 2 hours. But then you're only going to be motivated if you make action on that. And action with a strategy and a plan. And I always say this, we are going to have goals and systems in place. You have to have a deadline for it. You have to have an end date for a certain thing, amount of period of time that you're putting into a week or day for doing that particular objective. Else you're never going to, okay, I'll do it when I have time. That is the last statement you want to be telling us.
So true.
Yep. So it's me now? Or is it you?
In what ways do you push your comfort zones and foster personal development? For me personally, I think it's kind of just actually taking a moment to pause because it's very difficult for me to stop. So I would press pause, literally.
Let us.
And then force myself to literally do nothing. So I give myself do nothing days. And
my do nothing days are depression days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have, because that's a program I've done. We are all human. No one's superhuman. No matter how much you know a person, damn, I don't know how this person functions. Everyone has a crashing point where you get depressed and sad and frustrated with everything that's going on. There's so much coming into you and you're letting out at the same time. You have to have that flow of system going on. You can't just be like, I'm going to do this, but all this sadness and frustration, I can't keep building it inside. And I did that for a very long time, which I understood, which was wrong because that's like a nuclear bomb being built inside. Like, I'm not a guy who will come to Jouhayna, you're my friend, listen, I'm going through a very sad phase. I'm not that guy. If I'm going through it, I'm not even that guy to my own family. I'm just that guy who contains it within himself. I'm sad and depressed. I don't want to see anyone. I'm just going to be by myself, right? But now I'm in a healthier state where I understand sometimes talking to a very close friend about, I'm really this, this shit happens in life and all that. It is so revealing. It is so good. It is so releasing, and you feel so much better. But in my sad days, when I go in that phase, because you were just saying the same thing, I give 3 days to myself for doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
That means I'm not in social. I don't care anything. I'm eating pizzas, watching TV, chilling Netflix. Halas. Third day, my mind reprograms itself saying that now what are you sad about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's move forward, man. Like, I go, because everything is an emotion. You're sad is an emotion, you're happy is an emotion. If you're happy, it will pass. If you're sad, it will pass.
True. You just have to ride the wave.
You just have to ride the wave.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
My do nothing days don't come from feeling that sadness or the depression. It's literally just like, I feel like I just need to stop because it's all becoming too much.
Too much, yeah. Okay, yeah.
And then I take that time to really just pause. And then when I come back so much stronger.
Like,
so that's
now you're fresh, you give that rest to yourself.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
And for somebody who struggles to sit idle, pushing myself out of the comfort zone is by sitting and being completely idle. Like,
yes.
I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. The food will be ordered in. Andy will feed the dogs. I'm literally just going to vegetate on the couch. I have to watch TV. Like,
Queen JOJO.
Exactly.
Queen JOJO in the house. This should be next time.
Exactly. I need to make up a neon.
You should put the neon sign, and that sign should come up when you're having your days off.
Oh, yeah.
So when Andy comes, it's that. Okay, Speed Jenga.
Exactly. So, yeah, so honestly, that does help me just recalibrate.
Yes.
And then, because people always ask me, like, how do you keep pushing? How do you keep doing that? By stopping.
Yeah.
And it's the most unexpected answer.
Rewind. Yeah, no, I know. Actually, yeah, it's a good answer.
You can use it.
Is it me or you? Yeah, I'm going to use it. Me or you?
Your turn.
Yeah, okay. Then
I'll give it away.
Skills. When was the last time you felt an extremely strong emotion and why? Oh, very recently.
Mm-hmm.
Very recently, I felt a very strong emotion. I was going through some phase, and these thoughts just peeked into my head. So I'm motivated, strong self. You'll never see me in a very sad phase. Probably if you see it once in 2 years, something like that. Like I suddenly crash out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
Like when so much is going on, you can't be always on a high rate. So when so much was going on lately, and I was trying to shuffle between so much of things. Like I was hosting my first TEDx talk. I was host, then being a speaker, and I was organizing the event as well. So I was
this recent?
Like literally 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and I was hosting and I was organizing the reviews. I was coordinating with the venue. I was coordinating with the catering guys, the clients, the speakers, for the billboards, banners, everything. Like me and my team. So we were coordinating with that. I was doing the hosting part. I had my work, which was going crazy, like 10 to 7:30, 8 o'clock in the night. And a lot of other planning on this simultaneously. I was getting a lot of people approaching me for some collaborations and things like that. So there was a lot going on. Emotionally, I was frustrated. And then suddenly this whole trip of my whole wheelchair thing came to my head. Like, damn it, I'm still in one. That's my only part that gets me. You understand? If you know what? Because I know how it was to walk and run and feel half my body. Like, so when that hit me, I was at a very negative state. And and my mom, and I was like, I'm like, nobody will get me because I don't share, but I'm like, it's all built inside. And then I spoke to my mom, I spoke to a friend of mine, and after that whole speaking session, I was very blunt to her. And I meet her literally once a year. And she's an actress. She's an actress, so she came down for a shoot or something like that. And we were catching up, and I spoke to her, and she also has a crazy, amazing story, and we connected very well. After letting it out and actually speaking about it, I was back, like I was on my zone, like, but that was a very powerful one. Yeah.
Please, the part
that's why I tell people that now today I understand letting it out is very important than actually containing it. No matter who you think you are, no matter you think you're Iron Man, you're built by something, but no, letting it out is very important. Yeah, what's yours?
I completely agree. I forgot a question.
Strong emotion. When was the last time I
The strong emotion? So it was actually quite recent. I had to be around somebody that I wasn't excited to be around. And I know it's anxiety and the stress of it because it's somebody who wasn't really kind to me, literally 10 years ago. It's not even recent.
Wow, okay.
So when I had to be exposed to them again after 10 years, I was like, how am I going to melt them? And I did exactly what you did. I went and I spoke about it to somebody that's very close to me. And I was like, it's giving me so much anxiety. And you're like, remember, it's all in your head. Like, this is all in your head. It's a cliche. It's literally been a decade. Just show up, be amicable.
And you're not the same person 10 years ago.
Exactly.
Strong.
So this is like an old emotional scar, and it's probably had time to heal. So why are you working yourself up before being even exposed to this person? And I was like, okay, I'm going to try it out. And really, I was around them and I was like, oh, it's not even that bad. I'm we're cool now. So I guess.
But just because you spoke about it.
Yeah, just because I spoke about it, I let it out and I chose to be vulnerable with that person and just be like, okay, I really am uncomfortable instead of pretending like, oh, everything's fine. I don't care. I do care.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
Yeah, you can't be ignorant about it. You have to speak out. I like that. Yeah. That's the thing a lot of people do, I think. Like they just be like, no, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to act as if I don't have a problem.
Exactly.
That's a big problem.
And nonchalance and pretending like everything is okay is not okay. It's okay to acknowledge and also admit that you're not okay.
Yeah.
In order to overcome that emotion.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I did that.
It's glad, and as we grow older and we grow smarter, we understand it's better to be transparent. It's better to be open, and you're not losing anything by being open. People think being vulnerable is a bad thing. It's not. It's absolutely not being a bad thing. It's good. It's accepting it. Because I was thinking the same thing. That's why I kept all these things with myself. And then when it explodes like a fire. And it takes a long time to bounce back. You know what I mean? Then figure out my purpose. Especially alone, yeah. I'm glad we do that. And this is a message for everyone out there. Speak to people.
Exactly. But speak to somebody you trust because otherwise
yeah.
Word. Okay, let's see.
If this is gonna come out smoothly, I wouldn't doubt this entire game happening.
And I'm gonna.
Oh, she took a tricky. Rebecca.
What role does gratitude play in your life, and how do you practice it?
The biggest. Let's start with that. The biggest. So, gratitude was the first thought that came into my mind when everything was going down. When I had my self-reflection phase. Gratitude is so important, and I always say this, gratitude is, if you take the two most powerful emotions in the entire world, I would any day say it's love and gratitude power by power. So if you want something in life, you can never be in a zone of saying, I do not have it, but you have to be, it's not like saying, I don't know exactly to say, you have to be first thankful for what you have. So every day when I get up, and this I do for years, every day when I get up, the first word that come out of my mouth is, thank you, Father, for another day. Okay, because I always feel that I was not supposed to be here. So first thing is gratitude. I'm grateful when I do my prayers and all, like that's when I practice gratitude the most. I'm grateful for the food I have, for the clothes I have, for the shelter I have, for the air I get to breathe. When you keep saying that, suddenly one smile comes to your face. Suddenly a good feeling of fulfillment comes. But you don't feel it unless you don't practice it. Mm-hmm. But when you feel it, over a period of time, suddenly you start seeing things moving towards you, and you actually get abundance of things that you never had. But you only get that by practicing gratitude. Gratitude is so important. People don't understand. People think gratitude is just a way of humbling yourself. Absolutely not. Definitely is humbling yourself, but you have to be thankful for what you have first, for the skills that you have. That's why I always tell, it's good to push a person because you have so much in you to give out there, but you're not giving it out there because of whatever fear it may be or not knowing how to do it. And gratitude and being grateful for what you have right now will actually help you, release other sides of, emotions.
100%. And yeah, it's important to practice gratitude because it allows you to take a moment to reflect on what you have, because it's very easy to want to chase the next thing.
Yeah.
So easy. You look at somebody, especially Dubai is so flashy. You'll be like, okay, I have this nice object or whatever it could be. And you're like, okay, but this person has that and it's better.
Yeah.
All of that. But how about you just take a moment to press pause and be grateful for what it is that you have. And
if you're going to compare your whole life, you're going to compare it. Yeah, everyone is always going to have a better car than you, better clothes than you, better house than you. That's never going to stop. Mm-hmm. A better body than you, better whatever it may be. Like in the gym, we always everyone's trying to compete with my bulky or whatever, right? Everyone, I always tell there's definitely everyone in the entire world who's going to be better than me at anything I do. Mm-hmm. But when I wake up with the confidence that I have, I'm the best out there, and I'm grateful that I have the best with me. So gratitude is very important. If you want to go to the next level, you have to be first grateful for what you have. You cannot just skip to the next level by, that's what I want. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. And it's also good, to be a grateful person for what you have. You start appreciating life better. You start living better.
Yeah, but for me, I have a long commute as you go. Exit number 400 and something.
Yeah.
So what I would do is when I'm on my drive to work, especially, and I started this quite early on, like since I was 19, I would just be like, okay, like I was so grateful the car would even start because I had this like really old, jacked up like Lincoln Navigator, huge, unreliable car because it was so old. So I would just get in the car and be like, oh, thank you for starting the car. So that's actually how it started. I'd be like, thank you for starting the car. Thank you for no fog in the morning because I have to be at work early for my morning shift. Thank you for there being no fog in the morning. Thank you for this Hawaii that I have. Thank you for allowing me to be able to afford every little thing, you know? And that's actually how it started, by being grateful the car even started so I could get to work to do whatever it is I needed to do. And, you know, like this Ramadan, I became a little bit more religious. I was like, okay, let me just explore this in the Holy Land. And even the take on Islam on gratitude is just so eye-opening and so refreshing. And I realized it's something I practice anyway, but it's nice to have more structure to it.
More structure to it, exactly, yeah.
And just to be grateful for everything. And, you know, I think also another thing that's important to highlight is you should be grateful for the things that also didn't work out. Because you assume, oh, then I didn't get what I wanted. Well, it's actually probably a good thing you didn't get what you wanted.
Probably hit you to another side that got you whatever, which was something better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like there was some analogy or something I saw online, and it's like a burnt toast theory or something. So it's like you were making breakfast and you were super hungry. So you made a slice of toast and burnt. And because a slice of toast was burnt and you're so hungry, you made another slice. Yeah. So you were 5 minutes late to get on the road.
Ah, yeah.
5 minutes late to get on the road, you missed getting into an accident or anything like that.
I've seen that.
So all because you think it didn't work in your favor, doesn't mean that it did.
Just because it didn't happen now doesn't mean it will not happen, because everything has a time, and I genuinely believe in this. And when that happens, right, it will happen bigger than ever.
Oh.
Yeah, so you have to but believe in the process and just be grounded. Yeah. And grateful to where you are.
Exactly. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. That's it, me. Oh, wait.
Nice.
How do you want to be remembered? Oh, like we spoke about this legendary legacy. I genuinely want to leave a legacy behind. When I go, I want people to be, I want to be remembered for hope. Someone asked me a question recently. This is your 90th birthday. How do you picture it? And I told them, I see 90th birthday, and there are a lot of people in that room. And in that room, I see a lot of, for some reason, this was a vision that came to me. A lot of two guys are standing in the jersey, Lakers jersey. Two random people in the Lakers jersey with a basketball. A young boy, many bikers, many people in that room. Mix of a lot of things, and all of them are there for my birthday, and they're not related to me or anything, but they are all there saying that I was the reason they are where they are today because of the fire that they got.
Top.
Okay, so yeah, those people like have like this. I don't know, for the legacy I've left or the principle I've left or the way I've lived my life, they have incorporated that, and you know, that's the people I see. Those basketball players, some suited guys, some kids looked up to me for the way I lived, for hope. Yeah, for hope and inspiration.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Inshallah, it's coming. For sure. How I want to be remembered, I feel like it's in line with what you mentioned, because at the end of the day, people don't really remember the actions that happened, but the feeling that you gave.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like the feeling that I want people to feel is that they were treated with kindness and respect, and when they think of me, literally to just be like, I don't know how it's like saying that, but just like have a smile on their face and be like, oh, Joe's a good one, or she helped me with this, or
being impacted someone's life.
Yeah, exactly.
And the feeling that they got being around you was different. Like that's the goal, right? End of the day.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I saw you flinch, I'm sorry. What is something you noticed but didn't pay attention to in the beginning and had to learn the hard way later on?
People, not everyone gets close to you is a good thing. Not everyone you allow in your life is a good thing. Yeah, that's something I learned later. I thought inviting and a lot of people coming was a great thing because you're allowed to know. You kept it very well, right? So yeah, that is something I learned a little later, which I wish I knew earlier. So earlier, when a lot of people used to come, I thought that's a great thing. And you know, now I have a lot of Mr. Popular, got a lot of acquaintances and all that. But then you realize how many of them are just there for the name? How many of them are just there for nothing? Just because you are known of something, or you are out there in a way. But how many of you are really actually adding value? I always tell this to people. You can have so many friends, but tell me something. One day you're broken and you want to give a call to a friend and talk something very personal. How many people can you actually do that in a day, right?
Exactly.
Without you feeling, I can't call that person. That guy, I'm not having a rapport with that person, right?
Mm-hmm.
You barely have one. If you have one or two people, you're lucky. So yeah, that's something I learned to restrict yourself, because you don't want all that energy coming into you. It really matters on who you share your energy with, who your partner is, and the people you surround yourself with 90% of the time. I think that energy that you share around is very important for yourself and for the people you're passing it on. So filter your crowd. Big time.
Definitely filter your crowd. That should be on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I know, right?
It should. That is, because it's such a good summary for what you mentioned. And yeah, I agree, Becky. Especially in my early 20s, I was like, oh, I don't see one people friends. And I had big groups, and if we were going out, we had to book a table for minimum 20, and that there'd still be more people that would show up. Didn't remember their names, but I felt so like
wanted
to hang out. Yeah. And I was part of the group, but I was also part of the people inviting all those people. And then later on, I think mid-20s, going into my later 20s, that's when it started to like filter your crowd. Or what was that? What was
filter your crowd.
Exactly. So filter your crowd. It happened organically. And again, at the time, I was like, oh no, what's happening to me? But actually, it was such a blessing. Yeah. It happened for me. I feel like now when I look back, and now that I've praying more things, I literally feel like it was God protecting me and being like, all right, you don't really need these people anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm just so grateful for that. And back then, I didn't have one person that I could have gone to and had this conversation that we mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Maybe one, but I still wouldn't fully trust. And the one that I did trust, or the people I would have trusted, it backfired eventually. So again, the trust and having that person that you could open up to and be vulnerable with. Now I can say, okay, my friendship group is so much smaller, dramatically smaller. But I know that if I call anybody in that group chat, all of them will show up.
That's what you need.
Vice versa.
That's what you need.
So definitely quality over quantity.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Exactly. So I did learn that later on, but I'm so glad that I did. And I'm happy I learned it the way that I did. Otherwise, I wouldn't have paid attention to it. Because if it happened if it wasn't as aggressive as it was, I don't think I would have really acknowledged that shedding,
And I think that's one of the most important things in life as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because we build a circle over a period of time, and some of them end up being close ones for us for our entire life long, right? So I think it's a very important topic. What I'm really happy about right now is that your quality of questions are literally so good. Like, I don't know.
All handwritten myself.
It's crazy.
I actually formulated it for over a year. So anytime I thought of a question or I heard a question, I would just put it in a list on my phone.
It's a brilliant.
And it's 54 in there. Deeper questions.
How far do you usually go with your guests?
Honestly, I'm not even sure. I think it's more time managed. So
you have to stop after a while.
Yeah, but we just kind of feel it out. So some questions we go on for I think there was one question we were answering for 10 minutes.
Wow.
So I think it just depends on the person and the vibe.
So my next question is, for $1 million, if you could have a conversation with your future self, what would you ask or discuss? If I could have a conversation with my future, I would definitely discuss and not ask. Mm-hmm. And I would tell them, see, I always say, if I knew the knowledge, what I knew 10 years ago on how things would work out, I would go and tell my 10 years about potential, what I know today. I would go tell my, I would ask. I wouldn't discuss. Okay, because at 32, the way I think about potential and how I could have pushed myself physically and mentally, if I did that back from my school days, I think I would have been a different breed altogether. I would have been a mad animal. I would have been, which I already am, but at a different level altogether. So I would definitely ask my future self, what are the more things that you've discovered? Mm-hmm. Like in terms of the person I am, the way I think, the way I function is completely different. So I would definitely go tell my younger self, this was actually the way for it. Yeah. So you could not change a situation. I wouldn't say change the situation, because I think situation should happen the way it should happen. Some in my favor, some not in my favor, because that's the only way I can panel through life, and that has to be life. Life has to be surprises. You don't want everything life planned. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying just the knowledge and information of potential, like push.
Little fortune cookies.
Yeah, like this is how you can actually think and function. Like power does not lie with other people or people with who are older than you or wiser than you. It's you. It's you. You're the core of your root of your existence and the universe that you can create. So believe in yourself like a mad animal. And stop thinking like a wannabe and thinking these other cooler guys have these things, or the guys with the better cars, or the guys with the better money, or the bigger houses. No, dude, you can build all that by yourself. So I would definitely inject that pill into the other way. Yeah.
Wow. I would just have a little tea party with her. Like, so what happened?
I have to give this up to you. This is classic Jouhayna in herself. If you want to know who she is, take this bit and put it out. Beautiful. So how did it go, right?
Yeah, how did it go?
Yeah.
What else have we encountered?
What? How many more dogs do we have now?
How many more dogs do we have? Oh, yes. My dream is to just have more animals than humans in the house.
That's
already. I am.
You have actually right now. You have more animals than humans.
Yeah. Unless my mom visits, then they're equal. Equal numbers. Okay. Actually, to answer your question, I think the tallest Jenga tower we made was with my mom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You went that high.
Yeah, we went really high. I was like, wow, you're so skilled. Have you ever been in love? Heart.
Love? Heart? No, what do you mean? Have you been in love? Oh, heart.
Drew a heart next to
She drew a heart and I'm like, is it love? Yeah, I mean, I have. I have been, I think, I would say once. It was a school crush. We dated as well. We broke up so bad. It was,
love.
But it was that love. I'll tell you why. It was that love that the entire school knew us.
Oh, I love
like I was like super popular. She was like the prettiest girl. Entire school knew us. Everyone knew us. And like that breakup was mad. Like, everyone like, oh, yeah, they broke up sort of scenario. We didn't like date for years or something, because it was still that school phase of months. But
months equals years in high school.
Yeah, in high school, right? Okay, so then it's good. But I mean, we were something else. Like the feeling, the connection was something else.
I love that.
Yeah, no.
How do you experience that?
Yeah, I did experience that. If I can actually tell you, like, after that, I remember when we broke up, it was the funniest stuff. Because when you know your friends are not your friends.
Oh, no.
I'll tell you why. Second, I broke up and she broke up. I get a lot of proposals, she get a lot of proposals. Yeah, it was like as if people were just waiting for us to break up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a little funny that.
So in demand.
So in demand it was. I got like from my juniors and all. And I was like, I was still in art, I'm like, there's no way I'm dating after this happens, But yeah, no, it was one of those sort of love. I'll tell you a funny story now. In school, we broke up. I think we had like 1-2 breakups in between, okay? Like that was because of some personal issues. But that got resolved very fast. Like, so then we were back. Those in school you break up like 4-6 times and you're still dating, right?
Yeah, exactly. You never broke up.
It's so funny when you talk about it today. No, but so we were dating, and then there's one phase of this breakup, and that's when I was playing basketball one of these days, and I got a fracture. And one guy comes and rams into me, and I get a fracture on my elbow, and I have this big casket on my leg. And I'm going with this casket to school, and just got to see the old side of Sujith. Okay, it's going to come out right now. So we're sitting in class, and and I have my leg lifted up on another a chair in front, and it's like benches after benches. Okay. And so we were like co-ed, but girls on one side, boys on one side. And the guy in front of me, he's sitting with a good friend of mine at that time. And he's like, this good friend of mine that time bought this, the chewing gum, which you pull and the cockroach jumps out.
Oh, yeah.
The prank chewing gums. He pulled it. Yeah, and he was like just showing it to these people, and classes going on, teachers going on and all that. And suddenly he's like, the guy next to him, he's like, hey, show it to the girls, let them freak out. And then he said, hey, this cockroach, right? He's like, throw it on the person who I was seeing at that time. Like now we've broken up with. And throw it on and put it inside a shawl or something like that.
Oh, no.
Like in that negative way he said it, okay? And I was like, I got it. I'm like, what did you say? He's like, what? I'm like, what did you say? Like, what? I said this. I slapped him in the class. Yeah. And I caught his call. I told him, let the class finish. So that was me, okay, back in the day. Class finished, and I'm limping. Like, I have one leg and I'm limping, I'm going outside. And I wait, and I'm like, my friend, my boys are there with me. And he comes up, and he's like, I'm sorry. You see, at that point, I'm not trying to be this thing. At that point, messing with me was a different story altogether. Like, it's just that kiddish area, you know. And I was there, and he comes and tells me a story, and I'm like, don't tell me a sorry, go tell her sorry. So I made him go tell her sorry. And she has no idea what even happened. She's like, why are you telling me sorry?
Like, just accept it.
She like, just accept it. I don't want to live in this class. So yeah, that was that with that relationship was something I would remember for a very long time.
Yeah, oh, cute. I'm happy that you had that experience. I didn't have any high school love. I was the bro. I was like
You were the guys?
I was one of the boys. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I had
okay.
a mustache for it. Like
Okay.
I'm like half Arab and
Yeah.
just.
I think that characters are very difficult to mess with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think you were tough then. Like, yeah, you're one of those characters I wouldn't miss.
Yeah, I was especially after I stood up to my bully. Like I said, that was such a pivotal moment in my life because I was like, I'm going to
trash bag.
Yeah, I did. Like, you go where you belong. You know. Again, I think I was like in the 4th or 5th grade or something like that. So yeah, because I changed schools 3 times. So like I'm getting bullied so much. So first school I was getting bullied. Second school I was getting bullied. And then this second school, I was like, okay, I'm going into high school now. And like, my mom decided to put me in a co-ed school, which over here is like, you know, time, like in what, 2008-ish. And it's like, oh gosh, you put her with boys? Yeah. And my mom wanted me to be comfortable around everybody. She didn't want me to shy away from the fact that I have a teacher who might be male or colleagues who are male. And I mean, it definitely worked in my favor because I work in a male-dominated industry, and I don't think twice about like, oh, that's another man. Or I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to work at.
It's your employee. It's your colleague.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, there we go.
That's me.
Yeah, the father of dogs. That.
Oh, this is it.
So you're getting better now.
How do you define happiness, and what brings you true joy? Like true joy, I've always said this, and like I genuinely do it. I want to get my family in a position that they don't have to worry about anything in life. That's my true point of happiness, and I really try to make it in life as an individual. So I'm in a position that I can provide and I can give them whatever they want without a second question asked. That is my definition of true happiness in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not about me. It's not even about the impact I'm making. End of the day, for me, core happiness will lie in giving my mom, dad, my sisters, brother-in-laws want it done. You know, it's like that. That's happiness.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just contentment. You know, like I just want to be content with what I have. And this is a new revelation. Before I'm like, money, fame, you know, like, you know, but now I realize that COVID really gave me a big reality check because I felt so sick and I was like, okay, well, I realized that there is more to life than chasing all of these things, you know? So I was like, okay, I want to be content with what I do. So I could, similar to what you mentioned in the first episode, you know, where I just reevaluated everything and said, okay, who's in my life? What am I doing with myself? Do I have my health in order? And I just filtered so much. And I'm so happy that I did do that. And
until then, you're stuck in this whole facade on pay money and like everyone, right? Exactly. And then you got something happening to you, like which was very personal, very difficult, like the whole COVID factor, right? Exactly. And that's when you actually understood, shit, what if tomorrow is not going to happen?
Exactly.
And then actually, what did I make? What did I build? Who am I as a person? Who are my circle? Who are the people? What did I create? What was that revolving around all this while, right? And then you suddenly get the whole reflection phase and purpose comes in place. That's why I tell it's very important to self-reflect. And you have to do it at periods of time in your life because it's very important to understand where you are in life or if you're getting covered by this whole facade. And that's the thing about life, you know, it just keeps covering. You have to be stronger than I think you have to be stronger than almost every other surroundings. Your mind has to be in the right place.
And you know, a lot of people could tell something is wrong, but it wasn't wrong. It was just I gained so much weight because I was struggling to be able to move properly and everything because my lungs were heavily impacted with COVID. So people could stay, but instead of going like, hey, are you okay? They're like, you got fat. And I'm like, Thank you.
That's the first thing people are saying.
Yeah, instead of like, hey, are you okay? Like your body, my skin, so much changed about myself. Like I broke out into like severe acne. I gained a lot of weight. I was just struggling. And then when I did all these tests, I realized, oh, I have PCOS and all of these things. But I got answers. But that's why I was like, okay, I need to be content with my life. So first things first, health. I need to work on my health. Then I was like, okay, let's evaluate. Okay, my job, it allowed me to retire my mom, so I want to continue doing that. And, my dogs have a dog house, so they have an expensive lifestyle.
Your dogs have an AC dog house. Let's say that's,
So I was like, okay, I'm going to continue doing the job that I have and then see what else brings me joy. So that's why I did a life coaching course, because I train people at work as well.
So wait, you're a certified life coach?
Yeah.
You have done nothing.
So I got that, but to be honest, I do it just with my students at work because air traffic control is so stressful. I'm also an instructor, and now I got my examiner rating.
She's an ATC officer. She's a ballet dancer. She's a life coach. She's a biker. She's a... I don't know how much more caps do you have. What do you say? Interview is over. Take her interview. Cut my bits out.
So no, but I just wanted to find that.
Be content with what you have.
Exactly. So I just reevaluated everything and decided what I want to keep and what I want to eliminate. And so I did. And the only thing I decided to add was this podcast. I was like, okay, I need something creative. So, I draw. But then I was like, okay, there's something else. So I went on, I think she went on the show, right? Dubai on TV.
Yeah.
And Amy interviewed you, I think.
Yeah.
So I went on that segment, like around Dubai Air Show, because aviation was buzzing. So I got a call literally last.
I think we did a lot of platforms.
Similar platforms.
Similar platforms a lot.
Yeah, I think even the TEDx I did was in the same school that
GMM Gulf model.
Yeah. So it's just we always overlapped in different timelines.
Yeah, it's different time zones.
So when I went on that show, I was like, oh, this is great, and there's no pressure of like a live audience. Yeah. And I was like, I'm on my own show. So that's why I started the podcast.
Nice.
Yeah, that's where it came from.
Get you on TV soon as well.
Let's see. Okay, my turn?
Yeah. This is so big. This is so big. Tipping you.
How do you define resilience, and what experiences have shaped your resilience? At least in your life?
Everything, resilient. I'm a very resilient guy. If I want something, I'll really break my... Like I said, if I really want something, I'll break my back in getting it. Mm-hmm. And I've understood... I've understood, when you really want something, right, suddenly it just becomes so much harder to get it. And that's just the way of universe. I always tell people, when you reach a crossroad, I reached a crossroad in my life where I made a choice. Mm-hmm. The choice was... either I live the life that people handed over to me and told me that's what I can do, or I take a big chance at life and I tell I'm going to come at you with everything I have. And the thing about it, the first part, if you do the first part, you're safe, because you're safe as in you are going to live a certain life and you're going to accept it. And you're going to say that this was always fate. But if you take the other side of life, taking a chance and hitting back in life and making the better out of it, life is going to hit you harder than the first hit, because that's going to be like, you just came at me. I'm going to hit you because it's not going to get easier. But what happens is, if you stay consistent in that path, you're going to see another side of the world that you never knew existed. So that's what resilience gets you, and persistence gets you. So the persistence is what? Nothing but the ability to get back up no matter how many times you've been knocked down. No matter what happens, you need to have a desire to succeed at all costs. Like, I don't have a choice. It's like the gas room example we said in the beginning. You don't have a choice other than to get out, but you have to put yourself in that position. So, and resilience will take you very far. Resilience, persistence will take you very far away. And I live by that. I understand it. I live by it.
Yeah, I agree.
And you're a fighter too.
I am a fighter. I'm a fighter with makeup. That's it.
Fighter, beautiful fighter. A beautiful fighter.
Exactly. So I feel like with my resilience, it's unexpected, because you don't expect an Emirati girl to be the breadwinner of her household. Right. Provide for her mother.
So that pushes you, right? When someone tells you can't.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It's I don't think anybody told me I couldn't. I just feel like it's not anymore. So people are just like, oh, wait, what? You do all of these things for all of these people? And so I was like, yes. And I got into air traffic control to provide for my mother and sisters. What would be my dream? My ankles were fine, and I just pursued ballet.
Yes.
That would have been my I do art and ballet and that would have been great. But what did I do instead? I took up the most difficult, most stressful job in the world, took care of my mom, put my sisters through school, retired my mother to this day. I think it's been 10 years that to her retire.
Yeah.
She's like, I think I'm ready to start working again. I'm like, no, you're not. You love being retired. She wakes up, does yoga, works horse riding, and I'm just grateful I was able to give her that. And the hard work did pay off. So that resilience, I feel, is unexpected. From if you look at me, and just see a picture of me, you wouldn't say, oh, this girl does all of these.
Guys, taking a moment to reflect and appreciate this moment. With an alternative, you could have been a ballet dancer, which is great because that's your passion, but you took the harder route. You became an ETC control officer, provided for your sister and your mother, look at the place that you're living in, all the stuff that you did. Salute to you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So I just feel like I'm a beautiful cockroach. That's it.
Let's stick with a beautiful fighter. I like that better. That is me.
So let's play Speed Jenga because we've reached almost an hour.
What's Speed Jenga? We're fall with falls.
And when it falls, they pick a block.
I really thought that was going to fall. Yeah. What do you think people misunderstand about you? Arrogance. I think people think I'm very overly arrogant at times. I think it's probably because of the confidence is too much that I sometimes portray. Okay. But I think sometimes people think that I have it a little over too much on my head. I think it's
I think so.
Yeah.
I have the same. No. People think the same thing about me.
Okay.
So let's keep playing, but without the question. So we literally just play and we.
No more questions? Okay, it's you then.
Until it's the end, Oh my God. Wow. I just ruined most of the thing. Okay.
Let's open it down.
I like ruined the foundation pedal.
This is always a secret. Oh, I'm reading this. I just want to complete secret.
Oh, okay. Do you like that question?
This is like what signifies your life at any moment. I love this song. Kenan's when I get older, I will be stronger. They call me freedom, just like a waving flag. I love my song. I can live by that song every single day. It's a beautiful song. And also this one, that superheroes. No, this is I'm going to take a risk.
Oh, you did so good.
Oh, you're in a very slippery slope.
I really am.
You are.
I'm in a slippery tower. Oh, wait. There we go.
We shall not allow this to happen. Right. Let's do this recovery. What about this money bits?
Okay. Whatever you need. Oh, smooth. Okay.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Oh. Better run the foundation.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Alright, let me see what block did I get. Oh!
What?
Here, this block is.
Do we need it?
So it says, this block is for the guest. You get to ask any question you want. Smiley face.
Oh my God, look at the last block you got. That is insane. Oh, this is for the guest, though.
Yeah, so you get to ask me any question you want.
What would you do if you get $1 million dirhams by tomorrow?
I think I would not tell anyone. That's the very first thing I would do. I just wouldn't tell anyone. It would be a really big secret. And then I would go into a room and just like,
money, money, money.
And then I would double check that it's not a spam email. So
yeah.
Like, okay, that's real.
Okay. Not like Mr. Richard, somebody has $5 million waiting for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know that beneficiary one.
My Nigerian prince.
Nigerian prince has just decided you are the higher.
Yeah, exactly.
The empire.
So I think specifically $1 million dirham, I think I would actually buy my mom a villa. That's what I would do.
Yeah. I love a lot of people's dreams that just buy a parents' houses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
Yeah, I would guess her villa because I really want her to move out of the building she's in, but she's so attached to it. I'm like, dear, why? So I think if I bought her a house, I'd be like, you have no choice.
Parents, yeah, I know.
Yeah, so that would be I think that's the first thing I would do. Yeah, after going
after that,
in a room.
after 15 minutes of that.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to lose my voice, and then I can only text her the news.
We have a house waiting for us.
Yeah.
This was fun. I like the Speed Jenga. Like Speed Jenga became so competitive.
Yeah,
Very
I did.
fast,
And
yeah.
then, I'm so glad. So did you enjoy the...
I loved it. Honestly, one of my favorite episodes. I love the first half. Hands down, first half was brilliant. And Speed Jenga and the questions, I have to appreciate you. You have some brilliant questions.
Thank you.
Which I've not heard before. Which is,
I could send you the list. They're like over 100 actually.
it's more than enough to know a person.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely, right? Yeah.
And one of the things about the show is I wanted not only the guests to come here, I feel like they're being bombarded because you sat down and you're like, oh my God, the stress.
But you added,
Like,
you shared your experience.
Exactly. And I want it to be a moment where we share memory, we share information, and I learn so much from people. So thank you for sharing everything.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. You were honestly, I think you were supposed to be here on season 1. So I'm just happy
Made
to
it a
finally got it. Exactly. So thank you so much. And for everybody tuning in, thank you so much for tuning into Press Pause with Jouhayna. Press Pause family, if you could take a moment to like, subscribe, follow, depending on the platform you're on. It is very greatly appreciated. So I can come up with more questions.